recording button here. So I just wanted to share what God had been speaking to me about June, and the date on it was like May 14th, but he started speaking to me about June, and I was like, I need to make sure that I put it out into the atmosphere or put it out into the universe so that other people could hear it. Because at first I thought it was just for me, because I write stuff in my journal, all the time. But he was like, no, this is something that I want more people to hear. So that's why I'm recording it on and putting it on the YouTube channel as well. So this is what he said about June. He said that he wants to give people clarity in this month. He wants to give people, he wants to give people clarity this month. And he said, and he broke it down into an acronym. I don't know what it is about me and God and acronyms, but he's always using acronyms for me. And so he started giving me these words. One of the words was championed for the C, loved for the L, appreciated for the A, respected for the R, invested for the I, trusted for the T, and yourself for the Y. So as I was looking at that and I was meditating on, I was like, okay, what is God saying about those things? And this is what he gave me. He said, when you can champion yourself, when you can love yourself, when you can appreciate yourself, when you can respect yourself, when you can invest in yourself, when you can trust yourself, you will have the clarity needed to go forward.
Wow.
And so June is really about self-awareness in these areas and really looking at, have I been a champion of my own self? Like many times we wait for other people to champion us or to tell us that you can do it or you can go forth. But God is like, no, this is a time I want you to start championing yourself. I want you to spend time loving yourself. And what does that self-love look like? Sometimes that self-love is going to look like telling people, I cannot do this thing for you because I have to attend to really focusing on and working on myself this month. Appreciating yourself. What is it about yourself that you need to appreciate more? Some of us need to appreciate the fact that we like to tell the truth and that there's nothing wrong with being a truth teller. We need to appreciate that aspect of ourselves because people will make you feel bad about being a truth teller. And so one of the things I was doing last night, God had me to go back into my archives and he said, start posting again the things that I told you to do that are happening now. Because people are always like, well, where were the prophets? We were here. Y'all just were not listening. We were here. And it almost became, who is that crazy little black girl out here riding on a bike talking about she heard the ancestors and that God is going to close a chapter in human history? Who is this crazy little black girl? What is she talking about? Like nobody's talking about that right now. But now that is the national and even the world conversation. And even companies and corporations are talking about this chapter that God is closing. And so he said, appreciate yourself. Appreciate the voice that I've called you to be. Whatever sphere or whatever avenue that I put you into, appreciate yourself in that regard. Respect yourself. You're going to run into people this month, and he was very clear about this. You're going to run into people this month that are not going to respect what you bring to a table. But you have to respect yourself enough to say, this is what it is, and this is who I am, and I'm not going to budge on the things that make me who I am. So respecting yourself this month, you're going to find yourself in that space of not necessarily demanding to be respected, but just standing up for yourself and saying, this is what it is. This is who I am. This is what I stand for. These are my principles, and I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to be mean, but I'm not going to back down. I'm going to tell you with a smile, this is who I am. And you can have the choice to receive who I am, or you can keep it moving, but this is who I am. The other thing, investing in yourself. Investing in yourself. We know that we have, the last, I would say, 60 days has been a time where people have pulled back from doing, a lot of spending and things of that nature. But he said now June is going to release a wave of things where you're going to need to invest in. So look at this month as a month of investing in yourself, getting things that you may need now, because he said when the fall comes, things that you need for the fall, you will need to have gotten them now. So don't pass by the things when you feel that inner nudge about something that you need to get or you need to invest in. Don't ignore that inner nudge. Don't ignore that inner prompting or that gut instinct that let me go ahead and get this now, because I heard him say in the fall, it's not going to be available. And so June is going to be a month of investment. So whether that's investing in a class, whether that's investing in time, I know for us, we're now having to invest in a new set of windows. Wow. And so it's not something that we planned on doing, but we know if we don't get it done now, if the weather turns bad, it could cause damage that's going to go beyond replacing windows.
Yes.
So right now, it's nice weather, and we could say, oh, we don't need to do it now. But God was saying, no, get this thing done, invest now, so that should the weather turn or other things happen, you're not having to deal with the fallout of not having done that initial investment. And then lastly, trusting yourself. Trusting yourself. Right now, we are in an hour where people have finally woken up to the fact that you need to believe Black people. You need to believe us when we tell you something is going on, when we tell you something is happening, when we tell you something is not right. You need to believe us. But now I need us to believe us. I need us to believe in ourselves. I need us to trust ourselves. And so he was talking to me about trusting what you are feeling about a situation. God does not give us an internal instinct, an internal target to then say, well, maybe that's not it.
Oh, sorry. I try to compose myself.
He's saying, I need you to trust yourself. I need you to trust yourself. Contrary to popular belief, God does not want to kill us. I keep having to say this because, he loves who he created.
Amen.
And so he's always trying to get a message to us or send a message to us. And sometimes he sends that signal through our body, right? Because we may be out of tune spiritually with him. Some people pay attention more to their gut feeling than they do to the Holy Spirit. So God is always trying to put us in a place where we win. He's always trying to put us in a place where we have an escape route. And so if we turn off the internal signals that he's giving us, we're going to find ourselves in situations that could have been avoided. So he says, if my spirit is in you, I need you to trust yourself. I need you to trust that my spirit is in you, leading you into all truth. I'm not going to lead you into a field of porcupines. I'm just not going to do that to you. I'm not going to walk you in a path where there's nothing but manholes for you to fall in. And so you walk in and then you fall. And then you climb out of that manhole and you get up and you fall again. God's not doing that. He's not doing that. He's saying, I want you to trust yourself. Trust the Spirit of God that is on the inside of you. And so I was like, okay. Ooh, Lord, okay. All right. Halaboshata.
Amen.
And then he started talking to me about June. Like the word June. And so I was sitting and I was just meditating on the word. And then I kept seeing the first three letters, the J, the U, and the N. The J, the U, and the N. And I started saying, okay, what is God trying to show me about June and the first three letters of June? So I started looking things up about it. And three words popped out as I was searching. And as I saw those three words, it was like the Holy Spirit was like, yes, this, and this. And then he just started sharing about three things, actually four things concerning June. The first thing he said, I want you to write down the word junk, Junk, junk.
Okay.
It is time to clear out the junk within. So June is going to be a time where you are clearing out the junk, whatever the junk is. Some of our junk is physical. Some of our junk is spiritual. Some of our junk is mental. Some of our junk is junky relationships. Some of it is our space. Whatever the junk is, God said, use this month to clear out the junk. The second thing was the jungle. It is a jungle out here.
Sorry.
He said it is a jungle out here. It's a jungle out here. And I was like, well, yeah. We have seen the jungle worldwide now. I mean, that's kind of undeniable. But he says, in this month, I'm going to allow you to navigate the jungle. You're going to navigate the jungle. So yes, you may be walking somewhere or you may be headed somewhere and it may be peaceful at first. And then all of a sudden the atmosphere changes and people come from out of nowhere. And you're like, where did this crowd come from, Lord? I was just walking. I was calm. I was by myself and just people came from out of nowhere and I'm in the middle of a jungle. Or I'm in the middle of a chaotic situation that I didn't sign up for. I came out here to get one thing and I got pulled into the torrent of whatever was happening. And God says he's going to allow us to navigate the jungles that we see this month. So that was reassuring to me because I've been like, I'm not trying to go out for no things. As much as I can stay inside, I'm going to continue to stay inside. But he says, I'm going to allow you to navigate the jungle because it is a jungle out here this month. So I'm going to allow you to navigate the jungle. The third word was juncture. 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 We are at the juncture of change. There's a series of events that have led to this place, but he said we are at the juncture of change. June is going to be the juncture. It's going to be the place where people pivot. It's going to be the place where people see a turning point, either for the better or the worse. And a part of how you end up in that juncture is hearing from God to navigate the jungle. If we don't navigate well, we could find ourselves at a negative place after this change, after this juncture is over.
Wow.
And then the last thing was the word juniors. Juniors. He said the juniors will be leading in June. The juniors will be leading in June. Those who have been second in command, those who have been the second choice, those who have been second sons or second daughters, he said they will be leading now. So get on it and get to it. These are people who are not going to do things like the first person, and they're not going to do things like the oldest. They are going to follow God's lead.
Amen.
So that's what the Lord gave me for June, and I'm excited about it. And
I am too.
And I'm just going to remind myself that God is going to help me navigate the jungle. That whenever I see something that comes up that becomes chaotic all of a sudden, I'm just going to say, navigate the jungle. Navigate the jungle and keep it moving. So that's what I wanted to share today. I'm going to turn off my YouTube to make sure that